star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the
Hi and welcome everyone here on 2K Sports. Can't wait to get some NBA action going. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, and roaming the sideline for tonight's game, our Allie LaForce. With the All-Star game almost here, let's see how the West is shaping up. Take a look at Utah. They're way down there in the conference stand, looking for a lot of improvement during the second half of the season. Here's the starting group for the Charlotte Hornets. Ball is the point with Miller on the wing. Miles Bridges is out there with Knipple. And for the Jazz, they've got Lauri Markkanen. He's out there at Nurkic. And it's Sensabaugh in at the shooting guard. So, Greg, with All-Star voting underway, there are plenty of deserving players, but only 12 spots for each conference. It is very difficult to choose.
And that's why it feels like someone gets snubbed every year. I'd love to see the league expand the rosters to 15 spots. Remember, we had 12-man rosters back when there were only 9 teams. And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Pass to Knipple. Miller outside. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Utah. It's a three-point game. Here's Sensabaugh. Covered by Miller. The shot by Markkanen. Nobody around. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And the state of North Carolina is a powerhouse, Doris. You know that in college hoops. Can that translate, do you think, to the Hornets?
Kevin, what we know, what the research tells us, is that college basketball fans are just that, and NBA fans are just that. Those two fan bases don't generally cross over. The Hornets need to focus on winning, however, because in America, everybody loves a winner.
And last season, the Utah Jazz DB finishing with the worst record in franchise history.
And that, Kevin, is a striking contrast from a period of time where the Jazz, one of the league's winningest teams. But you start to lose in the hopes that you can get high draft picks. But for all of that losing a season ago, they slide in the lottery, and patience is required yet again.
So, GA, Coach Charles Lee of the Hornets, spending a decade as an NBA assistant coach. He has really paid his dues.
Yeah, 4 years with the Hogs, 5 in Milwaukee, part of that title team. 1 in Boston as well, another title. So he's been a part of winning, now trying to translate that to Charlotte.
Now, here's Markkanen. Playing Dallas, he was nearly unstoppable.
Boy, Markkanen looking really confident in the mid-range. We're accustomed to seeing him want the three-point shot, but take what the defense gives you.
Bridges kicks the ball. Good on the three-point shot.
Just one more example of his offensive arsenal. So tough to stop.
Outside, Markkanen. Pass to Mikhailuk. Here's Sensabaugh. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. There's the lob to Bridges. Here's Sensabaugh. Defended by Bridges. To the paint. Here's Nurkic, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, this is exactly where you want use of Nurkic, operating on the offensive end.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. And a timeout called by Charles Lee. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. Both teams will make substitutions. Now let's jump over to the 2K leaderboard to get an idea of which big men have been this season's most elite low-post scoring threats. Lowry Markin in his second.
That's as scary a collection of big men as you want to see. I mean, game planning for any of them is a challenge because you know how much defensive attention you're going to have to devote to them.
You know, and even with entire defenses schemed around stopping them, their scoring output always remains high. These fellas are anchors in the post for each of their teams.
Here's Filipowski. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Now, here's Sexton. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Defenders going at Colin Sexton should be mindful of his prowess in the paint, Greg. He's pretty tricky.
That's right, Kevin. We tend to think of guards like Sexton as perimeter pests, but Collins a real plus when he's in close. Let him slip by you, and it's a deuce.
Free throw good, Sexton. Well, Colin Sexton, Doris, provides a valuable scoring punch for this team.
Boy, you want to talk about a gritty defender and a guy who's willing to mix it up on both sides. There's a confidence and a toughness that you love with Colin Sexton.
The Jazz making a switch here. Love's checked in, and Sexton drops them both.
Boy, when you watch this guy shoot free throws, you can see very repeatable motion, and that is what leads to this kind of consistency.
Filipowski with it, defended by Bridges. On the left block, tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Boy, he'd be the first to tell you that is a shot that we expect him to make.
There's the triple. That one's no good. That makes him 1 for 2. Pass to Bailey. There's Ball with the 3. And so the first quarter is in the books. Jazz out in front. They lead by 6. From the Delta Center, it's the NBA on 2K Sports. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And guys, from what we've been watching with the Jazz, what are you guys seeing out there?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
So on the floor for Charlotte to start this second quarter, Josh Green is out there with Miles Bridges. Then it's James. Then there's Colin Sexton. And it's Diabate in at the 5 spot. And Utah making a change here. Hendricks is checked in. And that one misses. And people, Doris, talk about the right time for a team to go all in. What goes into that decision, do you think?
Well, first and foremost, if you are having a high measure of success, it becomes about how do we sustain this roster to not miss the window to compete for championships. If you're talented and you're winning, how do you do the best you can to sustain that kind of success?
So it's the Jazz now. After the basket by Charlotte. Pass to Bailey. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Green, and Green slams it in.
Josh Green has the athleticism and the speed to get out in front and finishes the break there.
On offense, here are the Jazz. Here's Filipowski. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Haley passes to Collins. This one for 3. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, I mean, every time out, it's a learning experience to some degree, but that's not what they were looking for.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it hurts a little more when you play well and fail to close out a game. That was one they should have won.
Here's George. Miles Bridges picking up that last basket. And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's ready to talk things through with them. Markkanen, he's checked in for Utah. Miller's checked in for the Hornets. Ball comes in for James. Here's Collier. No good again that time. The Hornets with the lead. We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Hey, Kevin. LaMelo Ball is a playmaker, first and foremost. He said, I just start off the game trying to get my team involved, get the flow going. After the team's going, I try to get mine. If you get the team involved first, more pieces going, it just makes the game easier. Back over to you guys.
A great passer. Hey, Allie, thank you very much for the report. Shot clock at 2. Offensive rebound. Miller, no up.
Boy, the defense hanging in right there, making that shot really difficult.
On the wing, George. Sinks the triple. George has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
And developing that three-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Kyle Filipowski. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Now that's foul number 2, and he's got to avoid another this half if he wants to stay on the floor.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Salon's checked in, and it's Knipple in for Sexton. Here's Ball. He's given them a healthy dose of offense each and every night with an average of 20 points a game. Shot clock at 6. Rebounded by the Jazz.
This guy's such a talented finisher, but the D does just enough.
Pass to Markkanen. Here's Sensabaugh. No good on the 3. For Charlotte, they've gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. And he comes up with the deuce. Miller's got his first points in this one. For Utah, they've gotten only 1 of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Down low. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Here's Ball. And Ball slams it in.
Now this is what you love about having length in the backcourt. That 6'7" frame. Go ahead and finish, LaMelo.
32 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Pass to Markkanen. There's 21 seconds left here in the second, and the call will be against LaMelo Ball. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul. Substitution on the court.
Hornets on defense now. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. Here's Markkanen. Just 5 on the clock. Bailey misses. Fires from way outside. And that'll do it for the first half of competitive game so far. It's Charlotte as they wrap up the second quarter on a 12-3 run. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action.
Welcome, folks. It's halftime, and the Charlotte Hornets are in the midst of a very close game.
The effort from them in terms of rebounding has been terrific. That really helps in a tight game.
When you clean the glass, you can see through the finish line.
And guys, let's turn our attention to the future, shall we? Here's the upcoming schedule.
I see some tough opponents. This is when you find out how much dog you've got in you.
Well, it should bring out the best in these guys. I expect them to rise to the challenge, Shaq, and take care of business. TCB.
And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back to Kevin Harlan for the beginning of the third quarter.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. And so it's Ball who brings the ball up for the Charlotte Hornets. 3-point lead. We've got George. Lauri Markkanen is out there with Nurkic. And it's Sensabaugh in at the 2. And that's the group for Will Hardy as they begin the second half. Clock at 6. Miller, that's for 2. Wide open shot is on the money. Miller's got the lead up to 5 now for the Hornets. And for the Jazz, they're shooting about 42% so far. And a rangy 6'7" wing GA with a smooth shooting touch. Brandon Miller fits a mold that a lot of teams are looking for.
And there goes easy. He was the second overall pick in 23. He's got the potential to be an impact wing at both ends of the floor.
Here's Ball, following the three-pointer by Utah. Bridges inside. Markkanen on him. Pass to Nurkic. Nurkic, great positioning on the putback. And this game is tied up now.
Oh, you better not lose contact with Yusuf Nurkic's body. This guy will punish you.
On the wing, Bridges. Outside, Ball. Nice pass in by Charlotte. Out to Bridges. From outside, off the mark. Utah has gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Outside, George. Markkanen sets the pick for George. And Markkanen gets it to go on the assist by George. And the Jazz lead by 2. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. Ball finds Bridges. Ball against George. Miller outside. Bangs home the trifecta. Miller's got 7 points in the game.
And nice mechanics from Miller there. Ready to fire as that pass is coming.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Thank you. The Hornets are trying to create a winning environment. Coach Charles Lee said, quote, "We know this is a young team, so I want culture enhancers who help us build with their hard work and creativity. Having that energy coming into the building every day is the most important thing." Back to you, Kevin.
Looking to set the standard. Allie, we thank you very much. Just a terrific perspective of that dunk from the Connected Cam, brought to you by AT&T. Nurkic a screen on Ball. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. And now let's bring you the list of the top three-point shooting teams over the course of the past 10 games. The Hornets #1.
You know, they've certainly been knocking down threes at a high rate. You can just see their confidence growing.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. Charlotte leading by 3. And a timeout called by Charles Lee. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. The Jazz making a switch here. Looking now at some numbers for Keontae George.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Boy, what a nice find from LaMelo Ball. You can tell this guy loves setting up his teammates.
Here's Collier, still without a basket. The Jazz with another miss.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Here's Knipple. Bridges, no one around him. Hits it from three-point range. And now it's an 8-point Charlotte lead.
And what a half for this offense. If they can stay this hot, a great chance to extend this lead.
Outside, Markkanen. Will it go? And we've reached the end of the third. Hornets lead by 8. From the Delta Center, it's the NBA on 2K Sports. Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Jazz trail by 8. And on the court for Charlotte as we start the fourth. We've got Brandon Miller. Sexton is out there with LaMelo Ball. Then there's Josh Green. And it's Diabate in at the center position. George passes to Collier. 4 on the clock. Three-pointer. Sexton grabs the board. And so Sexton will bring it up for Charlotte. Green finds Sexton. They set the pick. Now Ball. Out to Miller. Over Bailey. Miller, no luck.
Boy, defense has to feel fortunate there. That's one he normally knocks down.
Here's George. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Miller's got 4 rebounds in this game.
And they continue to control the glass.
Here's Green. Ball with it. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Beyond the leaning, you can see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Jazz trail by 8. George. Miller there for the rebound.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
Right, he stays connected, and great timing on the contest.
Yeah, and the confidence Bridges plays with, really admirable. This guy knows he has the talent to compete in the NBA.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Bridges.
Guys, what we've come to learn about Miles Bridges is this guy is a force on the offensive end. Whether he's inside or outside, you know he's going to be aggressive trying to put the ball in the basket.
He's off on the second. And so George will bring it up for the Jazz. They've only given up 1 point in the fourth quarter. Outside, Markkanen. The 3 goes down.
Well, you can see this team depends on Markkanen to space the floor, delivers with the range 3 there.
Now Miller. Ball feeling it out a bit.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Nurkic there for the rebound. Jazz trail by 6. 1:44 left in the game. Now Markkanen. Outside George. Stolen by Ball. All alone. The dunk to punctuate.
Well, this is how you finish in transition. LaMelo Ball being rewarded for the hustle.
For the Jazz, this one's not looking good. Left side, George. Here's Markkanen. Bridges with the steal. Oh, what a finish.
Well, this guy knows how to put on a show. Put Miles Bridges in the dunk contest. Did you see that?
Here's Markkanen. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Hornets.
And they're fully in control now, but there were some tense moments afoot for them throughout this game.
Listen, they certainly weren't coasting despite what the score looks like. I love the way they came together, though, when everything started to look a little dire and really put the hammer down.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
And with this win, it gives them a sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief 2-gamer.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Miles Bridges.
So highly effective on the offensive end. At times, this guy just scoring at will.
Here's Markkanen. And it's desperation time now.
Doesn't matter if it's a 2 or a 3. They need the quickest shot possible.
Here's Mikhailuk. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock, and stolen by Miller. And here we go with Miller running up the court. And so it's the Hornets taking care of business in this one. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. So for Doris Burke, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Miles Bridges.